Once upon a time, there was this man named Quadraman who had a wife named Supergirl, and they had a baby together named Ziggy. One time, when the doctor was handing over Ziggy to his mom, she accidentally dropped him on his head, and he did not cry. He was later looked at by some scientists, and they said that he was indestructible but can still feel pain. And they went home that night, and they got in a car crash, and his mom died. He did not know what happened, but his dad took him out of the car and called the hospital, and that's when they found out that Ziggy's mom died. Ziggy's dad was so sad when he took Ziggy home, and they did not know what to do. Ziggy did not know what to think because he was just a baby. Later that evening, Ziggy fell asleep and woke up, and his dad wasn't there. And he did not know where he went and did not know what to do. 5 years later, he learned how to take care of himself, and since he couldn't go to school because he didn't have many parents, and the school by his house had to be paid for, he couldn't go. That's why he is not very smart. So one time when he was laying down on his house one day, really bored, he heard a real loud explosion and looked outside and saw that there were suspicious looking guys outside of his house with fire around them. And so he thought about flying. So he knew he was indestructible, so wondered if he had other superpowers. And so he tried to fly he thought about flying, and he could do it, but he couldn't. He could only fly when he thought about it, because he has telekinesis, and his telekinesis can make him fly. And so when he went outside, he threw the bad guys in a dumpster and went back inside. So when it was 20 years later, Ziggy moved to a house on Waymore Street, and is just living there to this day. The end. Oh yeah, also I forgot to mention that once when another time when Ziggy was sitting in his house, he was shot, but it did not hurt him and did not hit his weak spot. So Ziggy was really mad, and the Ziggy tried to fight the villain, but he was really strong, and the villain fought back. But then when Ziggy punched him, a portal gun fell out of his pocket, and he shot the villain with it, and he was about he was about to shoot the villain with it, and the villain said, "Don't you know who I am? I'm Vuku Man." And he's like, "That's a dumb name. You should change it." And then the villain said, "Shut up." And then Ziggy shot him with the portal gun, and he got banished to another dimension, and he is still there to this day, and is planning a way to escape, and changing his name.